I'm handsome, I'm fast, I'm pretty, and can't possibly be beat.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone.
They might be going to call George Brett out.
Well, he is. He's out.
Yes, sir.
Brett is out. Look at this. Brett is out.
He's steaming mad.
He is out.
Swung. Fly ball deep left center. Grissom on the road. Yes! The Atlanta Braves have given you a championship.
Auburn going after it. Here's a good snap. It is blocked. It is blocked. It's caught on the run. It's caught on the run. He's going to score. David Wagner. David Wagner has scored. And Auburn is tied the game.
It's good! It's good!
It's good.
It's good!
It's good.
It's good!
Van Tippen has won the ball game.
Alabama has beaten Auburn!
I'd like for the people to remember me as being a winner, because I ain't never been nothing but a winner.
Welcome in once again to the Total Chad Sports Podcast. This is number 50 plus 2. Yes, number 52 of the Total Chad Sports Podcast, and this is the video version. This is where we've made the transition from audio to video, and yes, I could probably record it in the background and have like a podcast set up and everything like that, but one thing at a time, okay? I'm a one-man show here, and we're going to try to do our best, but we're going to break down everything that I would like to break down that's going on throughout the day, throughout the week, and throughout the year. That is sports, and anything that I would like to cover, anything that I would like to bring up, because this is the Total Chad Sports Podcast. But I'm not only going to make it by myself, because it's not about me, it's about you. I don't have a show, I don't have a podcast without the listeners. I don't have the followers. I don't have any of that without you, and I greatly appreciate it. I greatly appreciate you supporting the podcast throughout. I know we've made a lot of changes. A lot of things in my life have not been going the right way, but we're making a change and we're doing it the right way, and we are full steam ahead. We're not looking back. A lot of people made mistakes, and they're going to realize that at the end of the day, hey, you can't keep the best around, and I feel like that, I'm going to continue to give you the best sports talk and continue to make it entertaining and not talk about me and not talk about we and not say that, that I just make outlandish statements about certain sports that I really don't even pay attention to, because I'm going to focus on what I talk about and what I like and what I want to talk about. And if you would like to be a part of the show, then comment on the show and say, hey, why don't you talk about this? Why don't you break out this more? Because I don't have a problem at all doing that. I can actually branch out of my own little area and do certain types of things. So if you want to be a part of the show, just hit me up on socials, at Gwathney Chad on Twitter, at Coach Grizzle TV as well on Twitter. That's my burner account. You can follow me at Coach Grizzle pretty much anywhere. TikTok, Twitch, Instagram. I think it's Coach Grizzle TV on Instagram. Don't hold me to that because I don't have it up right now, so I wouldn't be able to tell you that. But follow me there. Whatever you want to do. You want to comment there? You want to do whatever? You want to say, hey, why don't you put me on the show? No, I won't put you on the show. I probably won't put you on the show. Now, if we did have like where we were doing it live, I will involve you in the show. We could do that. We definitely could do that. I would definitely want to do more of a live show eventually where we can interact with people and maybe they can be a part of the show, because that could be a very easy way to do that. But anyway, like I said before, thank you so much for listening to the show and being a part of the family. I greatly appreciate it. You are the reason why I continue to do this. So why don't we break down what's going on? The MLB trade deadline has been friggin' crazy. I know that it's not something that everybody is going to, really pay attention to. Just the basics on who's going where. If you're basically just a fan, you're just going to follow whatever happens to your team, and everything like that. So it is kind of like, you're for a fact that you really don't care about any of these other trades and everything like that. So, I mean, honestly, in my opinion, like, I'm going to focus on what I know and what I'm going to talk about and what basically is going on around the Atlanta Braves, because it is a reunion. Jorge Soler is back. Luke Jackson is back. The only problem is they get rid of Tyler Matzik. Salute to you, Tyler Matzik. I'm so sad that you're gone, but I'm really happy that the boy, Luke Jackson, is back. He's got a 13-1 strikeout ratio in the month of July alone. The dude has been lights out in the month of July. If he can get in that bullpen, which is apparently is like one of the NL best, or was it MLB best? I can't remember. I think it was NL best. The NL best bullpen at 2.90 right now. I know, right? Fact check that, because I don't know if for sure, but I know I read that somewhere. It might be on The Athletic or something. I don't remember. But, because I'm not looking at it right now, I promise you. I have the screen up, but I don't have the information in front of me. I'm just talking from my heart right now. I think it's absolutely cool. The bomber, the friggin' badass. It is Jorge Soler coming back to play some fucking outfield. Because apparently, Jared Kelenic, Laureano, and Adam Duvall just do not know how to play. They just do not know how to play outfield. And I don't get it. How do you forget how to play outfield? Like, how do you overrun a ball? Or how do you underrun a ball? Or how do you just not catch a ball? It's like Little League stuff going on in the MLB. Now, yeah, there's times where you see a pass ball or something like that get thrown by a pitcher, or like, it's very rare. But it's like you will see like a ball go past the first baseman because the player from second or shortstop or whoever, any of the infielders, tried to make a ridiculous, crazy play. When it's that moment in Little League baseball that you get, like if you've played baseball before, not if you've, played MLB baseball, but if you just played baseball before and you get a ball hit to you, you have that jolt of adrenaline, so you like make that initial throw. And if it's close, if it's quick and you got to do it quick, you know what I mean? Sometimes you get that Little League throw and it goes right past the first baseman. First baseman's got to run after it. It goes out of bounds or something like that. It goes out, it goes out of the foul area or goes into the crowd or goes into the dugout or whatever. They get an extra base. So, it's just insane to think that you are a professional athlete and you don't know how to play everyday outfield. Well, I think it's also because, they need a bat. They need another bat as well. People keep talking about, like, why did the Braves do this? Why did the Braves do this? Do you pay attention to the injury list? Do you actually pay attention to the sport that you talk about? Do you honestly know what's going on around the Atlanta Braves? You understand that Michael Harris is still possible set to come back on August 14th, and he feels real confident about that. And then also, Ozzie Albies is going to be out for 8 weeks. It's already been the first week, and he's been making some really good progress. So there's always that possibility as well of Ozzie coming back, but you're playing Nacho Alvarez. I thought Atlanta Braves fans were so happy about Nacho Alvarez. You know what? Maybe it's not going to work. Maybe it will. We don't know yet. We don't know if he's a MLB type caliber player. Yeah, he's been raking in AAA and AA. I got to watch him earlier this year against the Rock City Trash Pandas. They also have Drew Hackenberg. They have plenty of other pitchers that they could call upon, but they seem to just keep guys in certain areas. They want to keep them there. They want to keep them fresh. They not just throw them into the wild. I mean, literally last night they put Darius Vines in after Jesse Chavez. Apparently, again, how is this bullpen so good? Jesse Chavez blew up that freaking crap with a 3-run home run. And, it is what it is. I don't know how you can change the fact that, you're wrong when you think that the Braves made this like crazy decision to like they should have got more bat or they should have got another pitcher or blah 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 blah. They seem to have hurting pitchers and blah blah. Also, I didn't get to that, did I? Max Fried, okay, is going to come back. Reynaldo Lopez. Max Fried was throwing in the outfield before the game yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Reynaldo Lopez is day to day. He is not on, and it did not come back, it didn't come back bad. It was negative, his x-ray. He's day to day, not on the injured list for more than so many days or whatever. So two pitchers who have been dominant, well, not dominant. I'll say Ronaldo Lopez has been really good. Both of them are all-stars. Take it what you want with the Max Fried all-star because basically I think he was just a fill-in. You do understand that the Braves were 11.5 games up 500, dominating the NL East last year with Max Fried, Bryce Elder, and Spencer Strider, right? And you didn't really know what Spencer Strider really was last year. You just kind of knew the hype that there was from the year before. So, like, you understand, right? Like, you all understand, right? If you do a little research and you pay attention to the teams that you're talking about, you might actually come up with a little bit of common sense. Maybe some sense at all that you know what you're talking about. Because apparently you don't. But yes, it was a huge trade. I'm sad that Tyler Matzek's gone. I think it's dumb that the Dodgers got Jack Flaherty. His name is Flaherty. Jack Flaherty. He going to the Dodgers. The Dodgers can just get, seems like anyone they know. They also got Tommy Edman and Ahmed Rosario. So, I mean, it just seems like they're adding more depth. They're getting more in there. And we'll see what happens. I mean, it's the Dodgers. You know, they're probably screw it up later on, and they'll just end up just blowing up. So, the Marlins, I mean, I swear, Jazz Chisholm going to the Yankees. He already hit like 2 bombs, and he's playing for the Yankees. He literally has been talking about for like the last however many years he's been on the damn Marlins that he wants to play in Atlanta, that he wants to be an Atlanta Brave. They probably weren't going to pay him a ton of money. I think they took like Soler's remaining like 20-something million or whatever the Braves did. They're going to pay like Luke Jackson like, you know, like little money, which is like a few million, which is little money in the MLB. But they literally like are going to pay like, I think they were going to take the rest of Soler's money, which AA again, genius, fucking genius. Make this dude the commissioner of baseball. Get Rob Manfred's fucking bum ass out of here because Alex Anthopoulos again didn't have to go crazy, didn't have to give Soler a crazy bunch of money, was able to kind of like wait it out when realistically, like, he probably didn't realize that. Ronald Acuna is not there in the outfield. Obviously, Harris isn't in the outfield defensively as well. So again, it is a great addition to a team that needs a spark, that needs another bat because the bats go cold, and that realistically, Luke Jackson is another guy that you can fit into that bullpen because the starting rotation could look really good once it's healthy and once it's officially like back, minus Spencer Strider. So, with the Atlanta Braves, with everything they got going on, I'm a little close to my microphone. I'm having to hold my microphone, by the way. The arm broke off, and so I'm having to order a new arm. I think some other friends have heard this talk for a while. I have not used this microphone. I didn't use this microphone because this headset was quite low last time that I did the podcast. And I think I was talking too close to the microphone that time, and this picks up really well. So I need to kind of turn down this microphone just a little bit. So if we go a little bit too high, it kind of captures it, and it keeps it from going too high. But I wanted you to be able to hear me a little bit better. So, like I said, no structural damage on Reynaldo Lopez. Max Fried's throwing again in the outfield. Now he's obviously not ready to come back, but you know, we'll see what happens. I mean, this is something that like people need to understand that like it was actually a pretty good trade. Now, yeah, getting rid of Tyler Matzek wasn't great, but he hadn't pitched most of the year, hadn't been great. I mean, you know, and you're getting a guy that's been pretty damn good down the stretch in Luke Jackson, a guy that was really freaking good in your World Series run. So was Soler. You're bringing in Eddie Rosario, who was hitting a little bit better as soon as he came back. I think it's going to create a spark amongst everybody else. You're going to keep Marcell Ozuna, who's freaking raking right now at DH. Okay, there's a lot of options that you can get away with by doing this type of stuff. So, you know, there's more, I'm sure, to come for the Braves. There's still half a game up on the wild card right now. I mean, they were 10 games up on the wild card before the All-Star break. I think it was like a week before the All-Star break. Or, no, it wasn't a week before that. Maybe it was a month. But 10 games over 500 at one time, and you're still half a game over 500. You're still above 500. you're really, when you go look at these teams, other than the Padres, like realistically, can we just be real for a second? Other than the Padres, okay, this team, the Padres beat them straight up. You know what I mean? They're better than the Mets. Now, the Mets, like, one of the best teams in baseball since, like, I think it was, like, mid-June or something, or early July or something, or since July or something. They've been, like, MLB best in batting and runs and all this other crap. So, they're 7-3, and so are the Padres. But the Padres, you never know what you're going to get the Padres. They are hit or miss, I swear. They'll go dominate the best teams and go lose to the Reds. So, Diamondbacks, I feel like every single year that I try to make like a prediction on where these teams are going to be, especially after the All-Star break, it's just kind of crazy because I always feel like that the Diamondbacks should do better. I honestly was wrong about the Diamondbacks last year making the run that they did. But, I mean, when you go look at it, the Pirates are above 500, the Cardinals are above 500, the Diamondbacks are above 500. All these teams are above 500. But they're all right between, you know, they're right there. You know what I mean? So the Brewers, they're 61-45. They're playing really well, really good baseball too. And the thing is, it's just like they have just literally like overhauled everything, structurally built it in within, and then have just done a really heck of a good job because the Central is so bad because the Cardinals are playing a lot better. But these last couple of years, it's like the Pirates, the Reds. One of these teams comes out of the Central and just starts like making this crazy run early. The Pirates were like 3-0 at the beginning of the year or something like that. So they were really good at the beginning of the year. They always do this. The Cubs do the same thing. They do this every year. Other than the year they won the World Series. Okay? But the Cubs aren't good. Dansby Swanson is missed in Atlanta, for sure. Because that's another, like, because you got to have Arcia hitting. If Arcia's not hitting, you're going to love his defense. You know what I mean? So that's the thing about that whole situation and everything that's going on in there is that, yes, he is missed. But the Cubs don't have a very, like, that's the thing about them is they, at the beginning of the year, I think they had a better run, like a run differential than -13. I think it was like positive at one time. But their pitching was so bad. Like, it was just like losing them games. And so that's the thing that's crazy. And look at the Reds. They're down here at +41. They're better than the Padres. They're better than the Mets. And they're sitting down here because of their pitching. That's just how it is. You don't get that pitching up, you're not going to win games, especially in the playoffs. That's the thing about people that don't understand. Why did the Braves get another arm? Are you going to pay for Blake Snell? Are you going to put up some more Batra? Are you going to put up some more Braves money for that guy? I don't think you are. Okay? Are you going to pay money for some pitcher that is going to be there for like 2 years? Maybe. And he's gone? No, I don't think you are. Do you even know what pitcher could be out there for you? No, you don't. So Lair is a great choice. Luke Jackson, great choice. Because you're going to have guys to be able to use in the bullpen, and then you're going to have a guy that you can put anywhere in the lineup. You can bat him. You can bat him first. They're probably going to bat him first. You can bat him second, third, hell, even fifth. But you're going to put him somewhere in the lineup. He's going to create a spark. He's also going to play great defense in the outfield for you because Marcell Ozuna cannot play defense to save his goddamn life. And honestly, just leave him at DH. You know, if he could learn first base, I'd put him at first base so I didn't have to do so much. But he'll get hit. He'll get hit like those people start raking towards him and like leaning the ball towards him, and who knows what happened there. But play him at DH. Put the rest of the team around you, and then we'll see what goes and how it goes. I just think that you probably should have put a lot of money instead of in Aaron Bummer and more in Dylan Cease. You probably would have had a no-hitter this year. I doubt you would have had a no-hitter, but you definitely would have had a much better starting pitching situation with Spencer Strider going out. So there is that. Looking around the AL and the wild card and everyone that's leading right now. Of course, the Guardians leading the Central and just really leading not Major League Baseball because it's like one win. They're one win. But I still think the best team in baseball is probably the Phillies. They've got a great lineup. They got great pitching, even though Zach Wheeler got absolutely manhandled against the Yankees. But that's kind of helps. You want some teams to kind of beat up on, if you're like watching your rival get their ass kicked by a team really you just don't even like, or just a team that like shouldn't be beating them, and they beat them, and they're making a run. So it's good for you watching your team kind of make and kind of chop away at the lead a little bit. But we'll see what happens when it gets closer to the playoffs and everything like that. If I had to say right now, when I'm looking at everything, I mean, it's literally been a three-way show in the wild card. The Braves have been at number 1 or number 2 because they lost to the Mets one game or whatever, or they fell to a game and the Mets ended up winning that game. It's always been the Braves, Mets, Padres. Diamondbacks have been hitting it up back and forth a little bit. The Cardinals kind of fell off a little bit. They're 4-6 in the last 10. So the Cardinals, I don't think that they're going to make. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. If I had to say anybody's going to make the playoffs, I see the Mets doing the Mets type of crap. Yeah, they're playing real hot baseball right now, but it's July. They'll probably screw up in the next, or at the end, close to the end. It's literally almost August, but it was July. I feel like that they're gonna. If anything's going to happen, it'll be on their pitching. It won't be on their batting. They've got some really good batters. And the addition of Jesse Winker, that motherfucker does that shit everywhere. I am on the Jesse Winker fan club, okay? I love Jesse Winker. I have no hostility to Jesse Winker. But he's played for too many damn rival teams, and I'm tired of it. I'm fucking tired of it. I'd love to see him as an Atlanta Brave. That's a biased take right there. Is that it for you? No. I would love to see him as an Atlanta Brave. I mean, Pilar. I did not like Pilar one time. Pilar. Sorry. I did not like Pilar one time as a Met. Became a Brave last year. I wanted him back. I think he's on the Nationals or something now. So, I don't remember what he's on. But anyway, talking about that. Was he an Angel? Did they let him go to the Angels? For Herder? I can't remember. It's too many facts. Too little of a brain, you know. We're looking at the Braves stuff right now. That's their website. If you want to go to AtlantaBraves.com, you can get tickets there and stuff. You can see their scores and stuff. Braves are up 4-0 as I'm talking right now of the Brewers. That's my other team, by the way. I love the Brew Crew. I do love the Brew Crew. That's my buddy's team since middle school. Love seeing what the Brew Crew's doing. Wilson Contreras, wish they never had traded him for Sean Murphy. But Murph's going to be a great addition, obviously, for the Braves as well, long term. So, it's just tough to see. It's like you see your favorite players, and you see him go. It's like Christian Betancourt as a Braves fan. He did really. I feel like he did better as a Ranger, and he did better as he got, throughout. But I just think that maybe the game got too big for him or something, because I feel like he kind of just fell off a little bit, and they kind of had some high hopes for him. So, I've been paying attention to training camp through the Atlanta Falcons. I heard Vrabel went on the retired reserve list. Good to see, Tyler Vrabel's kind of still in the league. But I just don't know what the situation was. Atlanta also got 2 new receivers addition into their depth chart. So there's just a lot of stuff going on. I think Kirk Cousins looks really good with Kyle Pitts right now. I think guys also, too, if you watch enough press conferences or you watch the interaction with the media, a lot of these guys are really happy that they're, able to be themselves and they're able to just kind of, do whatever. They're able to just kind of, I think you could clearly tell there was a difference in leadership and just how everything was going on with Arthur Smith. He was more of a stern, kind of no bullshit, do your job kind of guy. And I think a lot of times we forget that this is a business. And so, asshole coaches, you can't really be Bill Belichick anymore, I think, because guys are a little bit more free will. There's a little bit more representation within players, a little bit more freedom within these players and everything like that. The PA kind of gives them, I would think the PA would kind of give them more, kind of like how the NBA, where it's they're more of they want to show their appearance more. They want to be more of a, it just seems like, I don't know how to word it. You know what I mean? It just seems like it's something that's they have more, I just can't even think of the word right now. But anyway, I just think for them, I don't even know. I couldn't tell you the differences in like the styles of coaches. Like we've all had an asshole coach or a cool coach or whatever, but it's probably a lot different in the NFL as a head coach. You probably have to be an asshole from times, but you also can be, very comforting. But you gotta like win. You gotta do your job because you're just gonna get fired. It's like every other job. You know what I mean? Some jobs, but I digress. So, I mean, I just think that Raheem Morris. I think a lot of people were negative about it because of the stint that he had last time. He had him playing really well. They just lost those last few games, and it just wasn't good for him. And so they had to go in a different direction, find a different coach, stop going defensive. But I think players just gel around him better. I think they just like him more. He's more vocal around the media, too. He can be at times a little like, I think he's like too goofy at times. Like Arthur Smith was a dick to the media and would like be a little stern and kind of like be a jerk sometimes sounding. And Raheem Morris, it's like coach speak the same as like Arthur Smith, but with Raheem Morris, it's kind of like, I'm just messing with you. I'm just playing. It's kind of like your buddy talking to you or something like that, but coach speak. And say how you want. I don't have anything negative about him. I think he's a great defensive coach. He's going to change a lot of stuff defensively. Zach Robinson's going to do a really good job as DC. Jimmy Lake is the DC. I just don't know if necessarily it's going to be all Jimmy Lake. I hope it's a lot of Raheem Morris. So it's just, it's crazy to think that when I was listening and reading today about Kirk Cousins talking about the whole situation of like being an Atlanta Falcon and getting like one of the most like guaranteed contracts, making $90 million in 2 years. Oh my God. Must be nice. Could be like Brock Osweiler and freaking retire at 30 and make $40 million. But like to be told by your former coach, it's like, if you come back, we may pick up a quarterback, we may not. And I did see some other in the readings and stuff like that. I think it was in The Athletic or something. I saw some other readings. It was like, Steve Smith was at training camp and was just kind of like, I don't understand why all these fans getting mad because they got another quarterback. I'm kind of one of those fans too that was like, well, here's the thing. Terry Fontenot said it was basically like, if you feel confident in a guy, like you should pull the trigger and go after that guy. Well, why did you sign another quarterback? Why did you draft a quarterback? And then why do you say something like, well, if he sits for 4.5 years, it's a good thing? Because like Jordan Love, yeah, he sat for 3.5 years, but he also is a great franchise that does a really good job apparently of molding their quarterbacks and molding just like their key players, their franchise players. So I think a lot of times we like forget that like this is the Atlanta Falcons, okay? They got to do it the right way, and I think Zach Robinson's a great OC to be able to do that for him. But you just kind of hope that it'll stick. But throughout, I'm sure Kirk Cousins and everything, he was still confused about the whole situation about them drafting a quarterback. But the repertoire between him and Kyle Pitts may finally be something. Because, I mean, he's able to throw the ball and put it somewhere where the receiver's going to be. I think I heard him earlier, was talking about Darnell Mooney. He threw it to Darnell Mooney without even, like, being there. And Darnell Mooney's like, why would you throw it there? He's like, because you're confident enough to get it. You know what I mean? So, I think there's a lot of good coming out of this camp, obviously. It's going to be a lot of fun seeing what they can do. They've got a lot of good talent on offense. They've always had great talent on offense. Every single year with Matt Ryan, it's either him, it's either the defense, it's either the talent around him. He always had great talent around him. Put this talent that you have right now last year with the quarterback that you have, that's the problem. That was the problem. Now you have Kirk Cousins here. Maybe you go to Michael Penix Jr. if Kirk Cousins gets hurt. But you don't want to have to do that. But if Kirk Cousins has a great year, 10, 11 games, makes the playoffs, It's very positive for the Falcons. Everyone wants to talk about it. It's like, oh, what? I mean, like, if realistically, what is the best thing for the Falcons right now? Just make the fucking playoffs and be, like, a team worth playing against. Win the first round. I don't care if you go out in the second round. Just win the first round. Win your division when your division is so bad. It's like teams that are so talented and you can't win a division because Jameis Winston is the quarterback on the opposing side, and he's making your defense look like idiots. But another thing about the Falcons, too, and I'll get done with this in a second with the defense, is that you just can't have injuries. And that's the huge thing about injuries with the Falcons, is you can't have injuries to Troy Anderson. You don't expect Nate Landman to be the guy, but apparently he's the signal caller. He's the guy. You know what I mean? You can't have Caden Ellis playing out there all the damn time. There's guys out there that it's like, yeah, appreciate you, but yeah, we can't have that. You just got to figure it out on defense. Stay healthy on defense. Grady Jarrett getting hurt. Whatever you got to do throughout this entire training camp, put him in bubble tape, whatever you got to do, bubble wrap, whatever. Keep him safe, all right? So, looking around, just seeing what else, I mean, they got great wide receivers. I mean, Drake London, say what you want about Kyle Pitts as a tight end, he's a wide receiver. I mean, he should be being played like Jimmy Graham every single play. I mean, Casey Washington out of, was that Indiana, I believe? I'm sorry, Illinois, not Indiana. I know it was an I. But, that they drafted him this year. You got Kadero Hodge, too. He's still a big dude. I just don't know. I just think that when you look around, Ray-Ray McCloud he's a fit guy. That's just another guy. I'm surprised that they have Austin Mack. Holy moo. I did not know he was still in the league. He's in the league still? No way. Anyway. Man, I didn't think he was still in the league. Didn't he come out as a Packer or something? Anyway. But Darnell Mooney, Rondell Moore, that right there, those are like piece guys that should be number one, like should be your 2 and 3 guys. You know what I mean? And I think that's what they've kind of been missing in the past, is more possession receivers at that than flashy burner guys and stuff like that. So, Calvin Ridley was great in the short stint that he was there. Guy doesn't like to get tackled. I'll tell you that right now. So, I want to see some guys catch balls in traffic and score some touchdowns. Score a bunch of passing touchdowns with Kirk Cousins this year. I don't know what's going on around the rest of training camp because I really don't care about the other teams. But I'll figure that out next time that I do a podcast, and we'll talk about that. We're getting close to time. I'm kind of drawing over a little bit, but this is a YouTube video, so you can kind of watch it however long you want, and you can skip through a lot of it if you want to. Right now, just kind of enjoying a lot of local sports around here. I kind of have to buy a ticket now. I kind of have to be more of a fan to kind of break down a lot of this stuff. But, I mean, I'm still paying attention to it. I'm still looking, at what's going on, trying to be a part of it, everything like that. Around especially my team, the teams that I cover especially, or that I did cover, and the teams that I do like to cover, I do like to pay attention to or watch or whatever, especially Nashville SC's feeder team, as I like to call them, the Huntsville City FC, the MLS Next Pro team. Still doing awful this year, still trying to figure it all out. On to their third coach. Coach Harold is I think he's trying. He's trying. I mean, it's just another assistant coach getting brought up because I don't feel like they knew what they were. I don't think the franchise knew what they were doing. So when they got rid of their coach and they get BJ Callahan, he talked about how he's ready to kind of like get all this, get this set up and bring about what it means to play for these, or play, like these teams are supposed to play. This man was also the assistant coach of the national team that couldn't figure it out and lost in Copa America. Remember that. Get some of the best players in the world, and you have the Olympic team over here making the quarterfinals for the first time since 2000. This U.S. team should be the team playing in the World Cup. Like, most of these dudes should be on that World Cup roster, but I don't make up these Olympic rosters, and I don't make up these team rosters of who gets to play where and what. Because I feel like a lot of politics goes in that, because, like, the basketball crew over here, the USA basketball team, keep flexing on all these teams that don't play basketball year-round, USA women's and men's basketball. The women are literally going to destroy again. Diana Taurasi's going to get her 8th gold medal or whatever. Literally, man. Y'all got to understand. I get it. They're playing like 61 NBA players. Basketball was invented in Canada. But it is an American sport. It is an American sport that we have brought over to the other overseas. And I will say this. France will be a problem in the next Olympics. I'm just going to do that's a hot take. France will be a problem in the next Olympics. Because if you have Richeche, Sarr, if he's going to be good, or Richeche turns out really good, you've got Wemby, right? I mean, who knows what could come back? Does Rudy Gobert come back? I mean, he's going to be pretty old in the next one. But what could you get out of that? In a young, athletic French team that could come out and just, I mean, punch the USA in the mouth, because LeBron will be gone, Curry will probably be gone. I'm trying to think of who else might be gone off that roster. Durant might be gone. I doubt it. I don't think so. I just think some of these guys, like, they're going to get to a point where it's like, if LeBron's the old guy, like, Durant's got to be close to the old guy. Curry's got to be close to being the old guy. You know what I mean? Because, like, I get it. They're so many years apart, but, like, I just feel like that if it's led by Curry and Durant and Kyrie, if Kyrie's there, if he's not hurt, if it's Joel Embiid, Anthony Edwards, yeah, there's a lot of great, Jason Tatum, maybe Jaylen Brown gets invited next time. I don't know. These are older guys, though. These are going to be like, they're going to be in like their mid-30s by then, or early 30s by then. And some of them are already in their early 30s, mid-30s. So I think this is a problem. I think it's a problem. I just think it's a problem for the NBA. I think it's a problem for just basketball in general. I guess as an American fan, I love to see that you're branching out and you're doing these things for all these other countries in the world. Maybe focus a little bit more on backyard. It's like soccer. All these guys go off and go play amazing other places. As soon as they come back to America, it's like they don't even know how to play soccer anymore. Everyone that's amazing in Europe comes over to America to make a freaking retirement. I mean, it's like being a coach in one state and you teach for so long and you get that money, that retirement money, and then you go, well, I'm going to go to this other state and I'm going to go be a coach. And I'm just going to, like, make double monies. Or, like, you go to another school after you've already retired and you go be the coach there and they pay you, like, $90,000 because high school football is fucking stupid. They're going to pay a coach $90,000 to $100,000 to win 2 games a year. You could pay me $30,000 right now, and I'd be fine. I'd win 2 games. I could do the same thing. I'd probably win 3 games. I'd probably win you 3 games. It'd be $10,000 each game. Not bad. But you could pay me a third of what you pay these coaches, and I would do the same thing. Kids probably love it more too. Probably get more out of it. Probably have a sense of, like, a lot of this, love for school and everything like that, and their alma mater, and doing everything back for their community that literally gave them everything. Because we're getting to the point where now we're going to pay high school players. So, but Alabama's going to be one of the last ones to do that. No, that'll be before. That'll be way before. Because sports and money, yes. I mean, Anquan Fagan's over here getting paid at Auburn to switch sides or to say that, I don't want to go to Alabama and be one of the best quarterbacks at Auburn, as he likes to say. But you're getting paid by that Yellowwood. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But high school players, I just think that, like, there's more that you could get out of that, especially if you do it right. And I think we lost we lost an idea of what coaching really is about and what it should be about because of all the success that like professional and college coaches have had, them getting crazy contracts. But at the end of the day, like you have to have all these high school teachers, especially in Alabama, where it's like you have to be a teacher and a coach. So yeah, you're getting paid a lot more money to be the coach too, but you're having to be a teacher and grade papers and do all this other stuff. You're not just like the Nick Sabans of the world who just gets to sit in their desk and just point fingers and do whatever they want. I mean, it's like professional coaches. I mean, it's like coaches in the NFL. Coaches in the NFL are just, I mean, why do you think Mike McDaniel is a head coach? Well, one, it's because of all realistically nowadays, it's all about who you know, who's your daddy and what does he do. It's a lot of nepotism in this world. We can be confident about that. There's a lot of nepotism in this world. Whether you're good at your job or not, it doesn't matter. If you don't know somebody, you ain't getting that job. If you can work your ass off all you want, but you better have a degree and you better have some kind of reference or some kind of possibility of that person really liking you and picking you over somebody else that really doesn't have that confidence and really doesn't have that ability and hasn't done anything to really earn it. So there is that. There is a lot of that will go on in sports. And you just kind of have to, I mean, it's like Bronny James. Bronny James isn't very good, in my opinion. But I think he could still be an NBA player, but I think a lot of people he benefits, obviously, because of who his dad is. So realistically, we're trying to kind of grasp that, and a lot of people don't understand that, is that, like, yeah, Mike McDaniel, he could be a great coach. Like, he could still be a great coach. You don't have to hate on him because he was Kyle Shanahan's, like best friend. You know what I mean? And Mike Shanahan probably, like, saw him as a son. He was a ball boy. He worked his way up. It's like Eric Spoelstra. Eric Spoelstra was a video guy. He just happened to be in the great place, and he did great things to go on to be better. But also, it probably helps to be a part of that team. You're doing enough, and you're coming up with ideas, and then your team goes, that's awesome. We should promote you. We should put you in that position because you worked your ass off and you did it. That's how it should work. But Mike McDaniel, we're slowly going to see that, I think, with Mike McDaniel. Because I think, in general, like, he's going to get to that point where you better win, bud. And we just paid your quarterback. So, and it's a lot of hype. You can be all Mr. Coach all you want. You can be player coach all you want. But you got to have a little bit of, like, and I think people respect him, too. I think it's kind of like a Raheem Morris kind of thing where it's like, he is more of a player's coach. He's more of a guy that, like, he's down to earth. He'd be a little bit more lenient on things, you know, stuff like that. But Raheem Morris ain't afraid of no ass chewing. There have been a lot of ass chewings in the game. And I love how the media asks coaches about that, too, by the way. If a coach is chewing somebody out, it doesn't mean that they're always doing bad. They're trying to motivate them to do even better. And they're chewing their ass out because they probably did it anyway when they were told not to, when they've been told many fucking times. It's like fucking up as a kid and your mom beating your ass in public and you wonder why everybody's looking at you and you're crying. It ain't child abuse. You're getting your ass beat because you did something wrong. Don't do it again and do it right. Getting chewed out doesn't mean that coach hates you. That's the problem with nowadays. A lot of people need an ass chewing. A lot of people need to be told what's up. Because you find out real fucking quick. So, I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it. I was saying earlier, I got into like a crazy derail, but this is like a podcast. So, I mean, it is literally whatever I want to talk about. So, I mean, I'm looking at it. They're playing Crown Legacy next up, the HCFC. They beat them first time they ever played them. Friggin' dominated them. They were like the best team. They friggin' dominated them at home last year. Don't know how it's going to be this year. They're not very HCF seasons. I feel like that they're so young that you can't keep making that excuse. You have enough veteran players there that should be able to get them in the right direction. You have enough talent that there's no reason that the fan base can't electrify you and make you play better and do all those types of things. You claim that there's close to 5,000 fans there every single night, so play like there's 5,000 fans there every single night. And give it your all. And I know that they probably are, But it's just tough to watch when, you watch them go up and then they lose 3-2, or they go up 1-0 and then they can't hold the lead and they get tied. They play a friggin' 1-1 game because it's soccer and nobody ever can friggin' score on this gigantic goal. And then you go to PKs and apparently you can't figure out PKs, which is like the easiest thing in the world to do. So that's why I love my local teams. I'm very adamant about my local teams. Freaking hockey is about to start up again. They're already having practices, already looking for players. Okay? I'm a big-ass Trash Panda fan. That wasn't a Trash Panda hat. I'm wearing this one. But the other one's in the other room. I'm a big Trash Panda. I love being a Trash Panda. I love my hometown team. I think it's awesome. Everyone else gets to freaking... They all get to pose wearing Trash Panda hats, but they ain't from the Rocket City. Okay? They ain't from this area. They ain't a Trash Panda. I bleed Trash Panda. I bleed Stars, too. Huntsville Stars, baby. I bleed the Brew Crew and the A's and now the Angels. So, I'm enjoying it. I love it. I think they're playing really well. They've got some of the best young arms in the MLB. I mean, coming through the AA ranks especially. They got some young bats. Seems like they're always trying to find a Trash Panda to be on their roster. Still trying to feel it. I love that they have dog night every single Wednesday night. I am there every freaking night. Here's my stance on this, and I'll leave it at that, and we'll end the show with this. MLB parks, one, kids should get in free. I think at MLB games, 10 and under should get in free. That might actually be the majority of your ticket sales, whatever. Okay, 6 and under can get in for free. So like Carnival Ride, 6 and under can get in for free. No reason to charge a baby a ticket. No reason to charge a 2-year-old a ticket. They should be able to get in for free, no matter what. Dogs, especially. I don't care if you're allergic. You're outside. And if it's dog night, don't come. But I think there should be more than one dog night. There should be 2 dog nights. There's no reason. You got all these open stadiums. You got people cleaning 24/7. I clean up after my dog. Give me dog night twice a night. I'd be cool with that. So thank you so much, everybody. I greatly appreciate you listening to the Total Chat Sports Podcast. I hope you like the new graphics and everything that I've added to that. Trying to add a little bit more difference to the stream and everything like that. Keep it a little bit more professional. I am not a graphics person, but I'm learning on a free service, Canva.com, and I know you all know it. I've also kind of dabbled in a little bit of Pixlr. It's actually a really cheap, kind of like Adobe type and a Canva type tool that you can use. And a lot of that is kind of like when I take, for instance, I take some of my pictures that I've been doing to get kind of some of these podcasts going. And this is actually what I've kind of mocked up a little bit. And I'm kind of excited about how it kind of came out. Let me turn this off real quick just to make sure that it doesn't show anything. But I made these, and I'm getting ready to kind of like dish these out. These would be really cool. You got the Ala Falcons football podcast. You got the Bama Chop baseball podcast. And then you got the Yell at the Moon football podcast. I mean, come on. Those are some great names. If you think they're great, I'm going to try to do specifically maybe 15-minute videos on specifically just those type of podcasts and keep it specifically within, the genre that I'm talking. Now, Ala Falcons probably will be a little bit of combination of Alabama and Auburn and the Falcons, but it'll probably be more of the Falcons and maybe Alabama, but it'll have some Auburn, it'll have some NFL, it'll have some more updates throughout that as well. So I thought that came out really well. The Bama Chop one's going to be really great too. I'm really excited to kind of do that. I want to do more Bama baseball coming up, especially when they come back here in town. Want to watch them, be able to, see what's going on through there, but also just break down everything that I love to talk about. I mean, literally it's in the name. It's Bama Chop. I mean, literally it's a baseball podcast from a guy from Alabama that has grown up a huge Braves fan, and all he wants to do is just be. I just want to be a Brave. I want to fight like a Brave. Okay, I love being. I've always loved being a Braves fan. I'll always love and cherish my mom's fandom of the Atlanta Braves for the reason why I'm a huge Atlanta Braves fan, and I'll express it enough. I'll wear a Braves jersey to a Trash Pandas game. I don't even have a Trash Pandas jersey. I have hats like crazy of Trash Pandas and shirts and everything like that and merch and all that other stuff. But I just do not have a jersey, and that's one thing that I need to get. I definitely need to get one of those. Now, I have a ton of Braves jerseys and Braves shirts and Braves attire and Braves merch and everything like that. So that's the reason why this is the Total Chad Sports Podcast, and that's why I talk about the kind of sports that I want to talk about. Like I said before, if you want to be a part of the show, hit me up on any socials you want. If you know me on Discord or if you know me on whatever, hit me up and say, hey, hit me up on our Discord. If you want to say, hey, talk about this. Boom, I'll talk about it. Maybe I'll go look it up. I'll break it down. I'll get some little facts, and I'll do it. I will legitimately do it. So thank you again, everybody, again, for listening to the Total Chad Sports Podcast, watching the Total Chad Sports Podcast, because we're on the video now. We're on the video. We have a video. Oh, my God. Thank you. I'm doing great. I'm doing better. I really just am. I'm excited at what's happening right now. I'm really excited about what's happening. A lot of people want to try to set me back these last few, weeks and really few years. My head hadn't been focused, and it's very focused now, and it's all on you, and it's all on this podcast, and it's all on something that I want to do, and I want to continue to make it better and better and better and better, and it's all for you. And so thank you so much. Everyone have a good rest of their night, day, whenever you're listening to this. Thank you. I appreciate you, and have a good rest of your day. Again, I just said that. Idiot, what are you doing? Just say bye to everybody. All right, goodbye, everyone. I'm out. Chad's out. Chad's out. Now we're saying third person. Come on, man. Just leave already.
I'm handsome, I'm fast, I'm pretty, and can't possibly be beat.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone. They might be going to call George Brett out.
Well, he is. He's out.
Yes, sir.
Brett is out. Look at this. Brett is out.
He's steaming mad.
He is out.
Swung, fly ball deep left center. Grissom on the run. Yes! The Atlanta Braves have given you a championship.
Auburn going after it. Here's a good snap. It is blocked. It's caught on the run. He's going to score. David Wagner has scored. And Auburn is tied the game.
It's good! Van Tiffin has won the ball game. Alabama has beaten Auburn.
I'd like for the people to remember me as being a winner, because I ain't never been nothing but a winner.